What's up, guys? Matt here, more projects, and MaXpeedingrods has just hooked me up with another set of coilovers for one of my projects, and today that is the Honda CR-V. So we're going to get rid of some of this wheel gap. I'm probably going to paint these wheels either a gunmetal gray or maybe black, lower it down a couple inches, and make this thing look right. All right, let's open this box up and see what we got. All right, so these things are packaged really well. They've got it, they've got each individual one packed up with the styrofoam. So this is going to be my full breakdown video of the MaXpeedingrod coilovers that they gave us for the 97 to 2001 body style CR-Vs. We got a 2000 CR-V. This video is just going to be the coilover itself. I'm going to take it all apart, show you each individual piece, what I think of it, kind of give you an honest breakdown. So I've already got this set installed on our Integra GSR, and you can check out the video right here on how to install it and what do you think about it. So like these coilovers, you can find them on their website. I think they're like $288. You can actually go and I'll show you actually how to do it right here. Hold on. So go to MaXpeedingrods.com. and then go to the search bar, type in your make. So I got a 2000 Honda CR-V. Go to search. I click the adjustable dampening full set. They've got several colors. It's $274. So click add to cart and confirm. Then you go to your cart. And when you click checkout, it'll take you to a login. Just continue as guest. Go to the discount coupon and type in MORE, M-O-O-R-E, and you'll get an automatic 15% off using my code. And that'll bring it down to $232. So whenever they send them to you, they're nicely boxed, they're nicely anodized. A little bit about MaXpeedingrods. So they're going to send you all these different little things letting you know what they, that they are taking care of you. They do care about their products. They care about you. Basically, they're focused on performance. They're straight out of China. You can check them out on their website, Facebook. You can email them. Basically, MaXpeedingrods has been around since 2006. And they make connecting rods, crankshafts, turbos, coilovers, suspension, carburetors. Really, if you go to their website at MaXpeedingrods.com, you can literally find just about anything. They've got oil coolers. They've got motor mounts. They've got strut bars, all kind of aftermarket performance. They also have replacement parts for your car. So if you go to their website and then type in whatever you're looking for, they might have it, and probably at a pretty good price. So I would definitely say to go there and check it out. They've surprised me, with what they have on their website, the prices, the actual quality. So these coilovers right here are for the CR-Vs, and basically these are full body coilovers. So see how they're threaded the entire body of the strut itself. So basically, I went ahead and unscrewed. This is going to be for the front. So your fork is going to bolt right here. So what that means is on the top up here, underneath this cap, they have a adjustment knob. And this adjustment knob allows you to stiffen and soften the suspension on the fly. So you can just pull over, turn it up or turn it in or out, and it'll literally change the way that the strut acts, or the tube acts while you're riding. So the thread quality on here looks good. They're not like beat up, they're not rusted like they've been sitting on a shelf forever. You know, the painted finish looks overall fairly well. I actually, I mean, obviously you can't smell it, but I can smell they have some type of lubricant on here. So they did, you know, make sure that it keeps it rust protected. So on here, your adjustment, 1 inch lowered to 4 inches lowered according to their website. Now I haven't put these on yet, so I can't verify that for you until I make my next video of the installation. But basically you should be able to install these on your CR-V and lower it no problem. And you can obviously tell that there's plenty of adjustment. Now, if you look up here, you have two different adjustment nuts, and then you have this one for the spring perch. So basically this one is what's going to lock it into place, because this is your adjustment right here of how high and low you want it to go. This up here, this is going to be your preload. So this is how much loaded pressure it has on your spring. So notice that it's not moving between here and here. That is considered preload. So it's already preloaded from this factory, okay? I can also show you how to set your preload, because I'm going to take these apart and I'll re-show you how to do that. All right, so I'm going to show you how to set your preload on here. So if you break loose the bottom part right here, and you get this where if you get it where your spring is loose, that means there's no preload. What you're wanting to do is go ahead and hand tighten this until all of that spring pressure is away. Okay, so now once you've got that, now you can start setting your preload. The way I like to do this is you just want to bump your bottom locking nut up against it, okay? And now on their website, it says that their preload needs to be set anywhere between 7 to 10 millimeters. So this right here is about 4 millimeters thickness, okay? So if you take both of these, that should be close to about 8 millimeters. And so if I put a 10 millimeter wrench on here, you can see that there's still a little bit of a gap. So this will give you about 8 millimeters thickness if you want to go off of that. So what I would say to do is to tighten this, just the top one, up until you have a gap in here about both of your spanner wrenches thick. So what we're going to do is we're not going to touch the bottom, and we're just going to tighten this top part and make sure that this bottom one is locked in, or else when you're moving this, it's going to be turning your entire threads. You don't want to see these threads moving. You just want to be turning this. So that right there, that's already one. So right there, I can fit both of my spanner wrenches in there, and there's a little bit of a gap. So we're close to about 10 millimeters of preload. So now you want to tighten this up, and then grab a hold of this and hold down with the top one, and now you want to lock that one into place. Now you don't have to worry about your preload ever moving. And that's how you set your preload on these MaXpeedingrod coilovers. All right, so I'm going to take this apart for you so you can check this out. So basically I've already threaded this back all the way until it's seated, and I went ahead and locked this down. So that's nice and tight. You break loose your bottom one, and now you're able to turn your bottom spring perch until there's no preload. And that means that you want it where this is loose. So if I do it just like this, see how that's now loose? So there's no preload on there right now. So now I can take and unbolt this. Okay. So with all of this taken apart, now you can see what all the hardware is. So it's got a knurled, locking nut on the top, a stainless washer. You've got a nice thick rubber bushing, and you have the rubber on both sides. So that's nice and soft feeling. So those should be comfortable. You've got, here's the spring. So the spring itself looks pretty well. You have this is where it's going to mount right here. Looks like you have a rubber bump stop pre-installed underneath your dust boot. So the dust boot seems pretty well. It's got this metal washer that the spring actually rides on right here at the spring perch so that it has something to slide on easily. I mean, overall, everything looks very well built. I really am surprised with the overall quality of this, basically, like I said, $232 set of coilovers. I mean, really, you can't go wrong. I know I've seen people give a lot of bad reviews on MaXpeedingrods, and from my personal experience, I don't understand what problems they had unless they just didn't double check everything. Maybe they had made some very rough adjustments. I know a lot of people, they just love to slam their car, so they go as low as they possibly can go, and they take all of the preload off of it so that it lowers it completely. And probably since it has no preload on the spring, it's probably why it rides so rough. And I have noticed whenever I installed the coilovers on the Integra, three out of four of my top mounting nuts right here were a little bit loose. Not like super loose, but they were just a little bit like they just needed to be tightened up about 1 or 2 turns. And one of them was already tightened all the way up. So I definitely will say, whenever you do get a set of these, make sure you tighten up these top mounting nuts. And do not mess with the preload unless you know what you're doing. And just adjust the adjustment down here at the bottom. Just break this part loose, and then you'll be able to adjust it properly where it goes into the threaded body down here on your coilovers. Because if you start messing with any of this preload up here, I can guarantee you're going to have some type of issue if you don't know what you're doing by adding too much preload or taking away the preload. And from what I can tell is that's probably where some of these people are having problems, because some people are saying that they just jump out the top, like your rod pops out of the top of this bushing. And I don't foresee that happening with this type of coilover unless you did something terrible. So I don't know what people are doing to these to give them such a bad review. But from what I can tell, you cannot beat it for the price. Say, give them a try. Stay tuned for the rest of my video. Whenever I do the install, I'm going to have the link in the description with my discount code for more. Definitely go to MaXpeedingrods.com and check out all of their products and just see what they have. You might be surprised like I was. And like I said, check out the installation video and see what you think. And make sure you give it a like, comment, subscribe, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and and stay tuned for more projects.